A very good morning to you. Welcome to Monday's edition of the Paper Review. It's a beautiful day. It's the first working day of the week, and I'm so happy to say good morning and welcome to the program. My name is Alex Obunaya, and I have here with me in the studio, Comrade Ifeodomo. Comrade, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I welcome you again too. You are not the only one to welcome you. We all went for the weekend and we are back again this morning.
Yes, indeed. Okay, one story is really dominating the papers this morning, the lead stories. That is the attack, if that's the right word to use now, or looting of warehouse in Abuja by some residents of Abuja, where they went to steal foods and other items. You know, this is really desperate times in Nigeria. We'll have 5 newspapers up for review: Tribune, Guardian, Punch, Vanguard, and The Nation. We're going to be as quick as possible. Let's start off with Tribune, or rather, okay, there's also a Daily Trust. I didn't see that. Oh, so there are 6 papers: The Nation, Vanguard, Punch, Guardian, Tribune, and Daily Trust. 6 papers. Forgive me for that error, please. Let's start with Daily Trust. Residents loot Abuja warehouses, steal foodstuffs, roofing sheets. And those ones, probably the ones having their buildings, so they need roofing sheets to roof their buildings. And the writer says, NEMA beefs up security at owned facilities nationwide. Express your feelings responsibly. Shatima urges citizens address hunger, poverty, insecurity. A Muslim group tells government. That's the lead story on the front page of the Daily Trust. Tinubu to investors, report any official who demands bribe. Tinubu is in Qatar trying to woo Qatari investors to Nigeria, and he and the leader in that country have also signed bilateral agreements. Okay, NEF cautions against the relocation of firefighting equipment. Lobby Stars stun Katsina United 2-0 to regain top spot. This is football Nigeria League. Customs open 90-day window for vehicle duty regularization. Man who returned 100 million naira gift, or rather, man who returned 100 million naira gifted Hajj, slot, and cash. That's a good one. That's a good one. Congratulations to him. War in Gaza. Israel kills Palestinians collecting aid. And let's see, that's all from the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's move on to Tribune now. Nigerian Tribune is also leading with the looting of foodstuff, or rather warehouse in Abuja. Its version is captioned, residents loot warehouse in Abuja, steal food items. Vandalized building belong to FCT Department. Police arrest 15 suspects, recover 26 bags of maize. Okay, and AFDB supports Nigeria with $134 million to cultivate rice, maize, cassava, soya beans. Construction materials price hike pushing contractors into financial distress. That's according to quantity surveyors. Customs approved 90-day payment window for improperly imported vehicles. Nigeria, Qatar sign agreements on education, investment, others. I said that earlier on. President Tinubu is in Qatar, where he's meeting with the authorities there. Additional receives Awolowo Leadership Prize on Wednesday. Tinubu, Tanzanian President Gowon Anyako, governors, traditional rulers, others to grace occasion. And finally, more reactions, trail regulatory actions on Bureau de Change operators. You can read up that story on page 21. And we go straight to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper is actually leading with something very different. Nigeria's terrorism index, terror attacks decline amid new recruitment, rise in violent conflict. The full story can be found on page 6. Excuse me. Teachers, endless wait for federal government's promises of improved salary welfare. States should account for money they receive, and telcos may lose 83 billion naira monthly over disconnected telephone lines. And hardship, military, paramilitary to distribute food as hoodlums loot warehouses. Banditry, police place 50 million naira bounty on 2 kingpins in Katsina State. And finally, blame governors for restructuring delay and economic downturn. Next is the Punch. Food crisis. Tight security at Nema stores as hoodlums loot FCT warehouse. Troops foil attack on Abuja warehouse. Arrest 5 hoodlums, cart away rice. Arrest 5, I beg your pardon, hoodlums, cart away rice. Others, policemen deployed in Bayelsa, Kaduna, Delta, Osun warehouses. Reforms not meant to inflict hardship. Shetima. Tompolo canvasses more crude output. NAF destroys illegal refineries. Driver in custody for killing 10-year-old with vehicle. Oh dear, the sad one. SIM-NIN linkage blocked lines rise to 40 million. Okay, that means 40 million people stand to be disconnected. Report Nigerian officials demanding bribes. Tinubu tells Qatari investors. Reps ask airlines to refund 4 billion naira COVID-19 funds. And Senate summoned CBN officials over 30 trillion naira loans. Over now to the Vanguard newspaper. Federal government fights inflation, mops up 5 trillion naira. That's the lead story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. Only implementation of agreement will stop nationwide strike, NLC insists. This is in reaction to President Tinubu telling them to stop disturbing his administration with demonstrations and strikes. And still on the front page, how Oshoba facilitated my emergence as Alake Oba Gbadebo. Nigeria, Qatar sign agreement on education, solid minerals orders. That's on page 31 or pages 5 and 31. COVID-19 probe refund or account for $4 billion, reps tell airlines. Misinformation undermining military's fight against terrorism. Abuja residents break into government warehouses. That's on page 9. And finally, on the front page, Rivers United survive Dream FC scare, qualify for knockout stage. Details are on page 39 of the Vanguard newspaper. Okay, let's see. Mr. and Mrs. is here. I think the prints are quite legible this time, very clear. What's my, this is Mr. talking now. What's my, what's it, soup? What's this? What's my, oh dear, this is not clear. I don't know. Okay, sorry, I didn't get this now. We'll just have to leave it. It's not very clear to me. Mr. and Mrs. segments, we won't be taking on this section. Let's go to the Nation newspaper now. Nigeria clearing obstacles to investment, says President. He said this in Qatar, where he is meeting with Qatari investors. Nigeria clearing obstacles to investment, says President. That's the lead story on the front page of Nation newspaper. The full gist, the story is actually on page, on the front page, and continues on page 3 of the Nation. Cement manufacturers declare 710 billion naira profit. Sales hit 3.1 trillion naira in 12 months. They're smiling to the bank, I guess. And above the masthead, ICPC quizzes government officials over missing 34 billion naira IMF loan. And aspirants are headed to a clash over governor certificate. That's in Ondo State. Fire raises 50 acres of palm trees. Pineapples worth 150 million naira in Osun. 2 policemen beaten to death. That's in Edo State. Food looted in Abuja warehouse. That's in Abuja. The story is on page 26 of the Nation newspaper. And finally, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, let's see if we can quickly squeeze in this. Africa's economy surge despite inflation spike, says AFDB boss Adeshino. Okay, and with that we conclude the review of the dailies. We're going to go straight to the gist now with Comrade Efe Odamo. Comrade, once again, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, so much is happening, so much on the front pages of the papers. Residents loot Abuja warehouses, steal foodstuffs. All the papers have the story, some as a lead story, some talk somewhere in the front page or on the front page of your dailies. But the bottom line is, people are taking drastic measures to help themselves. And as a result of what happened in Abuja, all other warehouses across the country have been secured. Security men have been deployed to protect them. What does this say about what's happening in the country today?
Yes, just like they said, the water must find its route. When the stomach is hungry, the man becomes angry, and everything aside he can tamper with just to make sure that he satisfies that stomach infrastructure. Why locking up all these food items in the warehouses when you know quite well that people are in their need of them? Why don't you push them to the market, or the reason of you storing them is to maybe save them for the rainy day? Now this is the rainy day. What are you still keeping them for? And everybody is hungry. You know, even when the news came out yesterday, I was not too happy that the boys were arrested. What do you want them to do? There is no food to buy. Even with the little ones that are available, there is no money to buy them. And you have some, you are stocking them in the warehouse for who? Whom are you stocking them for? When all these people are dead, you now raise another generation so that you now supply them, start supplying them. What is the essence of food in the first place? Is it not for somebody to drive away his hunger? So why do you keep them out of it? I don't blame the boys for what they did. If I'm in their shoes, Allah would do the same thing, Alex. Because I cannot be hungry and I'm seeing a complete warehouse supplied with food and nobody's telling me anything. Who owns those food? Is it not for Nigerians? That somebody will not go and lock them up. The government should be blamed over this matter, not the individuals. But the only ones I will not go in line with are those people who were looting building materials. That is no longer hunger. Mm-hmm. It has snowballed into stealing. Into stealing. Yes. If they prosecute those ones, I have no issue. But for those people who are hungry and they want to take what they will eat, and you are prosecuting them, it's just like you are stepping on your brake and at the same time you are matching your throttle. The vehicle will be rigmaroling at a spot. You cannot be beating the child and tell the child not to cry. It's not possible. So the government is also guilty over this matter. Give us food, distribute this food to people, because that's the essence of you storing them. You don't need to withhold them from people. But look, I pray that it doesn't snowball to other parts of the country, because also they say they have secured other warehouses. When there will be a mass action by the masses, it will be too difficult for the security to control. That's just the simple truth.
Okay, the president is in Qatar as we speak, and he's trying to woo investors. That's what they are saying, trying to woo investors to come invest in Nigeria. And in trying to talk to them, he did tell them, look, report any Nigerian official seeking bribe from you. And this has generated reactions, because one person, Mr. Chidoka, former Minister of Aviation, has said, look, the president goofed there because he is demarketing the country. Do you think President Tinubu is demarketing the country?
He's demarketing the country. No matter how bad the situation is, you are not the one that will blow it. Like the former president went and told the world that Nigerian youths are lazy. You know, there are some comments you don't make with the position you occupy. If he coughs, as he said, if he coughs, normal cough, everybody will tell him, Mr. President, we are sorry. Not because of his Tinubu, no, but because he is the #1 person that is of the nation. So for him to have said, report any official that asked for bribe, it's already telling the whole world that Nigerian government officials are bribe seekers. You went for an investment forum, and I think he's making an inroad, like from what I watched yesterday on the telly. He's making an inroad. If you are making such an inroad and everybody is flowing along with you, you do not go to that extent. Now you have planted that seed in the minds of the investors, probably, if they are coming. You planted that mindset in them, that every Nigerian is a bribe seeker, which is not too good to our image. It's not good to our image at all. What the man should be, sorry to use the man, what Mr. President should be doing now is to fight the insecurity head along, so that when these investors actually come, their investments will be safe, their own personal safety too will be guaranteed. Exactly.
I was actually coming to that, which actually was my next. Was going to be my next question. The president have been traveling since he became president to so many countries, all in the name of trying to woo investors to come to Nigeria. We haven't seen them. Maybe it's too early, but with the present security situation in the country, epileptic power supply, and other negative things that have been going on in this country, these people also hear of them, because the world has become a global village. It's no longer a global village. So do you think the president is on a jamboree, or really going to woo investors?
Look, when you fight a war, you get to a point, you stop and you review your strategies. And if it's not paying you well, you stop. You have to re-strategize. He has gone to France, he has gone to Germany, he has gone to several countries. All the bilateral agreements they signed, they are coming to do this, they are coming to bring in social investment to the country. We've not actually seen anyone, like we just said now. And they continue to travel. Why don't they review what is making these people not to come, even after reaching a concrete agreement? Most of them are tracing the Nigerian problem to the security issues. You cannot expect to bring $10 billion to invest in your country, and I'm not too sure tomorrow if I will wake up alive. If tomorrow I'm not sure I will get to the office and I will meet the structure, if that does not be demolished or bombed by the terrorists. These are the things we should first of all do. Like when they normally say that if you want your wife to be an angel, you prepare your house to be a heaven. Let Nigeria be a safe place. Let Nigeria be a heaven. Then investors will come on their own. All this one you are going to them and every time they are on the news, they are hearing evil news about your country on a daily basis because nothing happens in the less than 2 minutes. The whole world is aware. Any part of the world, not only Nigeria. The pastor was talking yesterday that everybody is now accessible to TikTok, Facebook, this and that, Twitter, here and there, X handle and co. Mr. President, please and please, the travel is enough. Because if a masquerade dances for 20 years and nobody is following him, nobody is praying him, you should know that the occasion is not good for him. He just has to retreat. Tell us exactly what you want. How are you going to tackle the insecurity of the nation? How are you going to tackle the what they call it, the corruption problem? How are you going to tackle the power problem? Are they going to be generating power on their own? If they come and they are generating power on their own to produce their goods, do you think you and I will be able to afford it because of a price increase? How are you going to arrest the dollars? That is the Naira slide on the dollars. There are so many things that the president should have put in place before this jamboree so that they would not say, yes, we now have a safe heaven. Ghana went through the similar situation. But their president then came up, Rawlings came up, and he held the country with fiscal fist, and everybody fell in line. Why don't we also do the same thing here? There are so many areas that the economy is leaking that we need to plug. I was analyzing this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. The bread is the women import in every year is about $500 million. What is the essence of that to the country? The Hajj that somebody is going up that you return $100 million, they give him a Hajj ticket and a listing. What is the essence of that? Religion is a personal issue. Heaven or hell is a personal decision. Do you need to now start wasting the public funds to sponsor such people? Does it bring any economic value? That's why it's no. We drink olive oil in the church every day, in the spiritual houses every day, which is almost $400 million. What is the economic value of that one? Look, there are so many areas that we should put lane. Stop this thing. Shut up your Naira base. That is the power of your Naira. Shut it up. Then you don't know quite well that when you go for these people, they will be willing to come. You cannot tell me that somebody is coming to your country and he has fixed his exchange rate to be 1,500 to $1. Only for him to come here the next thing he said it has gone to 2,000 or 2,100. What the level of financial insecurity? How will the other man adjust? Mr. President, please, this jamboree travel I think is enough. But in Nigeria, anybody on the seat of leadership, if you tell him what is contrary to his belief, they tag you, a disgruntled element, an agitator, several names. Instead of you to have sat down and said, okay, this man made also comment. Why did he make the comment? Let us look at it holistically. Then you make an adjustment. But Nigeria, no. Just speak against them. Oh, that man is an agitator. Or
you've been sponsored by the opposition.
Exactly, by the opposition party.
Okay. Recently, President Tinubu was in Lagos to inaugurate the Red Line rail system. And he just took time out to throw one at NLC. And NLC has also been, not NLC now, Labour have also been responding. Here on the front page of Vanguard, only implementation of agreements will stop nationwide strike, NLC insists. The president is even not interested in the issue on ground. It was only after Labour keeping their mouth shut or wait till 2027 if they're interested in his seat. What kind of man, what does that say about the kind of president we have?
That is just to tell you that it's insensitive to what is happening in the nation. Because he made a statement that Labour can never fight me. But himself, he fought another administration in the past. He sponsored shutdown Lagos, if you remember.
Yeah.
They were distributing food, not even pure water and biscuit. Now they were distributing food, they were distributing water. He told them, come with your chest and sit down, free food, free water, free everything. But the policy must be reversed. Now it gets to his own turn. He's saying that nobody can fight him. Don't you see the hypocrisy in Nigerian system of leadership? Now you are telling Labour that they should wait until 2027 if they want to contest. Labour is part of the Constitution. Protest is part of the Constitution. What is not in the Constitution is riot, which is illegal. But you have the right to protest what you don't want. Why did he contest election? He contested election because he protested that the government of the day was not doing too well. That was how he came out to contest the election, and that is a protest from him. So it's not only when you carry placard on the street of Nigeria that you are protesting. No. Labour too. Labour has also boxed themselves into a corner. You cannot be shouting every day, wolf, 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 wolf. People will come to your aid. No wolf. Tomorrow you shout wolf, wolf. People will come to your aid. No wolf. The day the wolf will actually come and you shout your voice, crack, nobody will answer. They will say that's how he has been shouting every time. You call for you call for mass action. In less than 3 hours you've called it off. Tomorrow you come again. In less than 3 hours you've called it off. People will not take you to be serious anymore. What Labour is fighting for is everybody's interest, including yourself and myself, whether we're in the public sector or not. Because we are in the same economy. If it is well for the economy, it is well for you and I. Labour should put their hands together. Look at all the unions that did not participate. TUC did not participate. TUC is part of Labour. Labour is not part of TUC. Because the umbrella body is Labour. Anything you do and you are earning something, you are a labourer. And you are under the labour law. So for TUC to say that they were not properly consulted, it's a way of a crack on the wall of the labour struggle. Then like about other 56 small unions, they don't also join. So therefore they are weakening the labour struggle gradually. And the government is capitalizing on that. Now Mr. President has come and said ignorantly, Labour cannot fight me. If they want to contest it, they need a voice. They should wait till 2027. They are not the only voice of the Nigerians. Which voice again do we want? Which voice? Because everybody is involved in labour. You see, we should not play to the gallery with issues that are of public interest and of high importance to every man. That statement, I cannot say he is wrong, but I don't think it was so well.
Okay, you meant, while you were talking before now, you said something about the man who returned 100 million naira to its owner. The story is captured here on the front page of Daily Trust. Man who returned 100 million naira gifted Hajj slots and cash gift. Some people said he was also given a bus.
A bus?
A bus, yes. You think he doesn't deserve it?
No. He deserves those things. I only brought it in because why should government be sponsoring people to go and pray? That's just my argument. Do you know how many millions of dollars go into that yearly basis? Do you know? What is the economic value of that travel? The Christians will go on their own, the Muslims will go on their own. What of if the traditional religious people now come to say, you also sponsor our own, because everybody believes in his own God.
So where would they be going to?
They can choose anywhere. They can choose anywhere. Nigerians can even choose that, okay, we want to go to Araya, give us tickets, give us accommodation, give us this. Araya is a Christian site. What if they now said, okay, we are going to one of these neighboring villages, even countries? You see, in Brazil, they celebrate, is it Voodooism or what do they call it? They can also go to Brazil. Prioritize our issues. It is not compulsory that you must go and pray. Go and pray for yourself. Some countries in Africa have adopted that policy, and I think it's paying them well. Countries like Rwanda. I don't say that you don't pray, but pray in your closet, pray in your room. Do not come to the street to disturb. You can imagine in a country of this nature, of Nigeria, you will close your business for a whole day that you have midweek service. Alex, how absurd is this? And you now come and you trade again for 2 days, you now close up again, you are going for another midweek service. You should be using our tongue to counter our teeth, of course. Is it only does midweek service put food on anybody's table? People will say, oh, this man does not believe in Christianity. No! We overdo things in Nigeria, things that are not profitable to the economy. It's what we carry at the front burner. And by the time you say, they'll say you are criticizing. This is not the issue of criticism. This is the issue of reality. Look, anything, even if it's a pimple that's patches on your nose, you cannot hide it. Eyeglass will not cover it. Neither will your dress cover it. So it must, anybody that sees it must know that this person is suffering something on the nose. We have got into that situation, Alex. Stop all these frivolous spending. Stop all these unexplainable sources of our leakages. While education is being relegated, you are paying somebody to go to and pray for himself. You are sponsoring somebody to go and buy wig that women wear. Somebody was one of the television stations was criticizing the government of foreign exchange. Then they now ask him, the suit you wear every day is an imported suit. It's an Italian suit. Why don't you patronize made in Nigeria? You are criticizing and you are also doing worse. Why don't we look for those areas that need money? This money you are using to buy the braids for the women. This money you are using to buy the oil that even most of those oil, they are the same oil they use in frying rice and stew in the kitchen. They put it in the bottle and they give it another name. You go and buy it exorbitantly. If you use all those oil money to fight your power sector, use it to fight your educational sector, use it to fight your rail system and every other thing, don't you think that will be better off? Now they have commissioned the blue rail line. Tell me, are they going to sustain it? Some of those rails that move from Itakpe here to, I think Itakpe is in Delta here.
Kogi State.
Yes, that move from Delta here to Itakpe. There was a day I traveled with the train. I think that was even the only first and only time I have done that. Almost half of the train, that is the passengers, they didn't buy tickets. And when they were not checking, where is your ticket? I'm like, take no rest. Now, what is the state of the train and the rail itself now? Robbing government of legitimate income. See the problems we have? Now you've gone to commission another red line rail, or what do they call it? Who is going to do the monitoring? The time they declared free rail transport during Christmas, you will see that most of those coaches were not up to 20% filled because the workers got angry. They did not come to work. Some of them will not come. Somebody will lock the office and just throw it away, simply because nobody's coming to give them this little thing anymore. So why should I be working when I will not get anything? In Nigeria, we just blame the government, but the way we do on our own, we are more wicked than any other thing. More wicked, I'm sorry to use that language. We love seeing our neighbors cry. And we are happy, say, good for him. It's not good at all.
Okay, let's look at this issue. The Punch newspaper has a story. We talked just below here. SIM-NIN linkage, blocked lines rise to 40 million. The federal government is still going ahead with this policy. It's either you link your SIM-NIN to your account or you just have your lines blocked.
When they introduced this very policy, so many accounts were blocked. Link it or you cannot transact. How come these people have been able to be transacting since then till today? And nothing happens. It is now you are waking up to the responsibility. The Minister of Communication then, his Communication and Information, came up to say the essence is to be able to trace fraudulent activities within the economy. We'll be able to trace terrorism and get them nabbed and prosecuted. But none has happened ever since. Then you are now blocking 40 million lines after almost how many years of the introduction? I think NIN came around 2015 or so, if I'm not mistaken. Because I have to travel from here to Benin. I did mine in Benin. They said there was something wrong. I have to go to Benin again to
correct the mistake.
To correct the mistakes before they accepted it in really here. So if you have brought up that policy and people did not follow it, the government did not say anything about it, the banks are still allowing them to transact, then who is the enemy of the system? Is it you? Because everybody wants free landing field. If the government are supposed to pursue the policy to a logical conclusion, did not do it, why are you blaming these people? Why are you blaming? Do you know the trouble people passed through in that period? Do you know how much people lost? Do you know how many work hours that were wasted? Do you know the stress on the GDP? Because we just look at it at the facial value. By the time you now bring it to GDP and the national income, the national product, you know quite well that what we are losing is enormous. Because people queue, people left their offices to go and do this, and they did not get it. The few ones that got it, they went back. Some of them could not be linked on time. Network failure, network this. Now, for almost, let's not even go too far, for almost 6 years now, you have not been able to link 40 million. And when you are opening your account, those are part of the
information they are
yes. The conditions you must meet. Bring your NIN, bring your BVN. They must ask you. If you don't know it, they will tell you the code to press in your phone. That is the number, account number, the phone you are using for the account number.
Yeah.
Press code, so. It will bring out the NIN. So how are they able to do these accounts and these 40 million people escaped them? Who opened that account for them? Who was the manager that authorized that opening of accounts? And the government not asking questions. Then what is the duty of the Ministry of Finance? What is the duty of the Ministry of Justice? This is an area that they should take up. The bank managers also are culpable that they are culprits of what is happening.
Yeah, let's go to Edo State now. Something very wicked happened there a few days ago. 2 policemen were beaten to death because they killed a woman and an Okada, I think a woman on a bike with the daughter or with a child or so. and so they were beaten to death. There were actually 4 police officers, but help came the way of the other 2.
Two escaped with serious injuries, and they are undertaking a treatment. You know,
mob action. I don't know.
It was a mob action, actually.
Yeah.
Because the society is angry. The society is angry. Anybody painting it with another story is just doing more harm. These days, you even see these boys, they look at the police eyeball to eyeball. If I die, I die. If I survive, I survive. Why should the police also do those type of things in the public? It was also in Edo, when it was on the net, when a Sienna bus ran over a man. They were seizing the man, something, the man said, you know, everyone wants to argue, everyone wants to struggle out of their problems. The man entered under the vehicle, and they actually entered into the vehicle, and they drove on top of him. I don't know whether you watched that scene.
No, I did not.
No, it was a horrible scene. They drove on top of the man. Luckily, it was not the chest that the tire rolled over. They started chasing them. The driver could not escape. They parked the vehicle. The driver came down and was shooting into the air to escape. We learned that they were later arrested. But what is the situation of that case till date? Did that man die? Were the policemen prosecuted? Now that one is still in the minds of people. Everybody is still angry. You now went again and did another one. You see, look, you cannot consistently suppress the people. Gun is never a permanent resolution to any problem. It's just an avenue to increase the tension. Because people carry guns and some people go down and tear them. How many can you shoot? How many can you? But you kill 2, 3, but you will not go. We should not get to that situation. If we do, then we have just given the insecurity situation a more deadly way of attacking the country.
Okay.
The police should be very careful. Don't use petrol to put out fire.
Yes, indeed. Don't use petrol to put out fire, because what you get is more fire. Thank you so much, Comrade Ifeodomo, for your fine analysis. Okay. I just pretend I didn't hear that. Okay, tomorrow. I pretend I didn't hear that. Okay, let's do this again tomorrow. Thank you for being part of the program. My name is Alex Obunaya. No.